How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to Concept Area Fitness. And it is the last open workout of the year, and it is a disgusting one. I was hoping that they'd throw in a big wrench and they would just do something totally crazy like devil's presses or dumbbell thrusters, but everyone predicted thrusters, and we got them, and we got a lot of them, and a lot of chest to bars as well. So open workout 19.5 is 33, 27, 21, 15, 9 of thrusters and chest to bar pull-ups. It is a total of 105 reps for each one, and I only saw the very end of the Brenda Castro and the other girl finish up the workout, and the Castro went sub 10 on it, so that's pretty quick for it being a 20-minute time cap. I assume people will get closer to that, but obviously she's a games athlete, so it's a big difference. But I assume a lot of people will be able to finish this workout if they play it smart and they make sure their body's primed beforehand. But I noticed one thing at the end that we're gonna talk about later that's gonna make a big difference. It's something I really wanna point out to you guys to make sure that you do your best. So first, getting into the mobility stuff. A lot of different things today. I wanna make sure you're feeling really good because thrusters can get really gross if you're not moving correctly. You can kind of let yourself get sloppy. Chest to bars require a lot of range of motion, a lot of strength, a lot of stability in different muscle groups, so we wanna make sure we're feeling really good. So these are the 5 that I recommend, but please do as many as you need to make sure your body feels good for all that kipping, all that shoulder movement, all those squats. There's a lot of reps going on. So first, we have the banded hip stretch. Hop into a lunge, have the band tied up to the rig, place the band underneath your butt cheek, and then you're going to squeeze your butt, squeeze down your abs, and let the band pull on your hip. If you don't squeeze your butt and squeeze your abs, it's not the same stretch. You're not gonna get a deep stretch in your psoas, so make sure you're doing that and not just letting the band kind of pull you and you lean forward. Try to stay nice and upright when you're in that position. Next is the banded pec stretch. Pretty simple. Tie a band overhead like you're doing banded pull-ups. Place your hand through like you're wearing a watch and grab down. You're gonna externally rotate your shoulder so your palm's facing up and your armpit's facing forward. You're gonna twist away. I really like this one because a lot of times people have really tight pecs and it hurts them to get in the front rack position. So opening that up will help with the front rack a little bit. Next, the thoracic twist. This is also due to if you have hunched over shoulders and have poor posture. Just like the banded pec stretch, this would be a really beneficial one for you to do for your front rack. So lay on the floor, hand on back of the head, twist, and externally or rotate to the side. Try to really open up, try to get your elbow up, pointing towards the ceiling. Next is the weighted ankle. I really like this one. People have really tight ankles and it feels awkward for you to get your knees forward in the squat, because if you get those knees forward, it allows you to stay a little more upright and not kind of do like a good morning type squat. So spend a few minutes here on this one. I do like maybe 3 to 4 minutes each side, and then make sure you get the blood flowing after that. Don't just do those and then go straight to 95-pound thrusters. Take your time after that. Lastly, kneeling forearm stretch. Fingers pointed back towards you, slowly rock back and forth. Keep your elbows locked out the whole time, and then spend a good amount of time there. I'd also grab a barbell and use the collar of the barbell to smash your forearms, get rid of any tightness you may have to make sure your forearms feel good, because it's a lot of grip and a lot of front rack as well. Now, for the warm-up, pretty simple stuff, but I have a lot of things I want you to do before you get into the warm-up. So first, starting with a 5-minute bike or row. I'd prefer you bike to really get your quads warmed up for the thrusters, but if you only have access to a rower, that's fine too. Start pretty light, ramp it up to get your heart rate up to about 80% capacity, where you're definitely breathing and you're sweating hard before you even do anything, because sometimes people say, I don't want to get too tired or fatigue my chest to bars or thruster too much before the workout. Trust me, you want to make sure you're really warm beforehand and you're not wasting any time warming up in the middle of the workout. You want to go into the workout feeling good, feeling primed, and a lot of blood pumping in your muscles. So 5 minutes on the bike or the rower, building up, and then you do 15 scap pull-ups, where you hang from the pull-up bar. You're going to pull your shoulders away from your ears and engage your lats, and then you're going to come back to a full dead hang. I would do about 15 of those, a 1-second pause at the bottom of each scap pull-up. Then you do 15 kipping swings. Keep your core tight the whole entire time. Feet together, point your toes, get the kipping swing down. Whether you're doing butterfly, whether you're doing a normal kip, whether you're doing the jumping pull-ups, I would do these. Make sure, again, you're getting the lats warmed up, everything feeling good. Then 15 goblet squats. On these goblet squats, I want you to come down, take about 2 to 3 seconds coming down. Take about a second to hold the bottom, make sure you're driving your knees out, keeping that chest up, because you want that bottom position of your squat to feel really good. Like I mentioned earlier, if you kind of do like a good morning type squat, or your ankles aren't warm enough, or your hips aren't letting you get into a nice deep squat to get below parallel, the thrusters are gonna be miserable and you might have a chance of getting no rep. So really spend time getting nice and low in your squat, holding for a second, coming back up. Focus on driving those knees out to make sure, again, you're getting nice and deep. Next, I have 21, 15, 9. Well, actually, before you start this part, I would do a couple thrusters with the empty bar, load up your weight to the weight you're doing for the workout. I would do maybe some regular pull-ups and then build up to chest bar pull-ups. And then once those start to feel good and you're at your weight for the thrusters and you're doing either pull-ups or the chest bars, then you're doing 21, 15, 9. No, I take it back, excuse me. I wrote that and then I erased it. So X that. You're going to do 12, 9, 6. Yeah, don't do half the workout beforehand. So you're gonna do 12, 9, 6 of thrusters and chest to bars. During this time, I want you to go up with a strategy for how you're going to break it up. You know that you can do a big set your very first set, but don't try to do 12 if you know you can't hang on to 12 for your thrusters or your chest bars. Get an idea now of how you want to break it up. Maybe you'll do 6 and 6, 6 and 3, and then 6 on the last one. The reason I want you guys to really strategize that before, I think I'm going to mention a little bit later too, but I saw Castro, I don't know if it's Brendita or Brenda, I want to say it's Brendita Castro. She broke up her last round of 9 thrusters and 9 chest bars. She did like 5 and 4, 5 and 4 or something like that. So that shows you that even when you do these huge sets to get those out of the way and you're so close to finishing it, the last little bit gets really, really tough. So make sure you have a game plan, okay, what are manageable sets I can do even when I'm gonna get tired? So for me personally, I might do like 4 or 6 at a time when I get tired, even though I can probably do a big set to start the first few sets through. So figure out what is gonna be good for when you get tired during this workout. Don't think you're gonna be a superhero when you're fresh and then all of a sudden tank really hard in the middle. Now, talking about the movements and the movement standards. First, have a solid squat. I mentioned that before with the goblet squats. If your squat does not feel good, if the thrusters, you can't get a deep squat, your knees are kind of collapsing, spend more time getting your squat nice and ready. Stretch out your hamstrings, quads, whatever you need to do individually to make sure your squat feels good and you can get a strong, powerful hip drive coming out of that squat. If your chest, every single time or every single degree your chest comes a little more forward, the more taxing it's gonna be on your lower back, the more you're gonna have to hip extend to the top and then drive your head through, whereas you wanna stay as upright as possible when you're coming out of that thruster. Again, if you're here, you're gonna be in a world of hurt. Next, head through. A lot of times I see it happen, people kind of push their head back and they punch out here, but their head is not through their arms. Make sure you're driving your head through at the top. Nothing excessive, where like your chin's next to your collarbone, but make sure your ears are next to your arms and your head is clearly past your arms. So imagine head through the window, make it a clear path for that bar so that way you don't get eaten out reps. Next, rest often. Like I mentioned before, if you are trying to be a superhero and you want to do big sets on chest to bar and all of a sudden you're doing singles on chest to bar, the workout's over with, you're probably going to get capped. So rest as much as you need to. If you know you can only do 3 chest to bars, that is your number and that's something you have to stick with the whole time. 3s it is. Do sets of 3 and then take small little bits of rest. So that way you can stay fresh and you're not letting yourself waste a lot of energy, you're not frying yourself and you're not losing or taking the chance of any no reps. Now, lastly, don't get sloppy on the chest to bars. I know some people that they try butterflying because they're so close to getting a nice smooth butterfly, especially with chest to bars, because chest to bar butterfly is a little bit harder than regular butterfly pull-ups. They try so hard and it kind of throws them off and they hang, and they try again and they kind of hang. As soon as you feel like you're not working towards your next rep, come off, relax before you do another set. Don't let yourself kind of get all over the place. If you're kind of coming forward on the thrusters and you're kind of walking all over the place, rest, set it down, take a few deep breaths before you pick it back up. Mental game. Stay focused. This is 210 reps. It's going to be a long workout, or this is going to feel like an incredibly long workout as you're going through it. So make sure you rest as needed, but stay focused on the task. So if you got to set that bar down, try to keep your rest as short as possible, 10 seconds tops, maybe 15, but try to keep the rest okay. Every time you jump down, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have like a number in your head that you're gonna hit every time for the rest period, or have like your judge or your friend count it out for you. So that way, again, you're not resting too long and you're still chipping away at all those reps. Lastly, don't hit failure. I kind of tied that in with the don't get sloppy. As soon as you try to do a big set on thrusters because you're like, oh, I only have 8 more on my set of 21, I'll do all 8, but you're dying at number 5, set it down and then just do number 3. So that way you'll feel fresh and you'll be able to jump up to the chest to bars that much sooner. If you hit failure, the workout's over for you. I can guarantee that 100%, and you know it yourself, you won't finish if that's the case. So these are my tips and strategies for open workout 19.5. I'm not excited for this one. This one looks really gross. It is all grip and all leg. It's gonna be a real burner, but we'll see how it goes. Let me know how you guys do on this workout. If you don't already, follow us on Instagram at Conceberry Fitness. I post a bunch of mostly memes there, but I'm pretty active with you guys on the Instagram story, and I respond to all your guys' DMs. So if you have any questions on the workout, hit us over there and we'll get back to you guys right away. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you want to see other videos like this where we give techniques on different movements, we give you guys mobility drills, we give you guys nutrition tips, all that kind of stuff, make sure to subscribe for plenty more. We'll see you guys next time.